Well, I'm over here this evening. It's October the 12th. It's in the evening. I've got Laura Ingraham had a great show going on over here on Fox on my left, and she's doing a hell of a good job. It's Laura Ingraham. She's made a commitment, a pretty bold statement. If you watch some of her things, I'll try to shoot some little highlights of it. But she made a statement that she's going to shoot straight for the next 21 days or so. That lets me know, well, hadn't you been doing this so long? No. She's going to shoot straight on this COVID deal. And which means that we all know some things we'd like to get blurted out, at least on Fox, or one of the more conservative. They're not going to hear things that we reach out, like you're looking at Frank talking about now. Laura's talking about on my left, and Frank's talking about here. Frank had one hell of a show tonight. Absolutely powerful show. Listen into this.
Wasn't politically correct enough in the 15th century, even though today, especially because of the meddling of the last president and his Secretary of State over there in Africa, you could go to certain parts of Africa today and buy yourself a slave for what would cost less than a used PlayStation 4. Today, 2020. But we'll do that another day. I've done enough already. But for tonight, we have another murder of a Trump supporter that was worth examining. We'll just do that a little bit because there's not too much to say.
In the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Tori does something similar to this, if not, well, Tori speaks, and she's very hard for me to keep up with, actually. But I do track her down because I really like the content and the data and it seems to be the earnestness and the passion that Tori has. There's no denying it. We all have to have on our discerning antlers and quite sharp and keen to be able to critically think anything that you hear, including what I'm saying. I urge everybody to do their own research on anything that I say. I'm reaching out to everyone, creating a community of concerned people that would like to kick it around, like to collaborate, like to talk and swap lies, and together we can sort through it all and find some truth out of this thing. And I believe a good little old domain deal would be let's swap lies. I've got more domains than Bear has aspirins. But that doesn't, pay for the cost of tea in China, or whatever the case, how that goes. But quite frankly, I urge you to watch this show here, to listen to it. It's over on YouTube, and he takes direct hits from the. What we got going on here is, I hate to say it, but don't know you personally yet. I'd love to get to know everybody, but if you went through a process to where you started getting a lot of power, I'm talking about a tremendous amount of power, and you had it for 150 years, and you've actually, for lack of a better way of describing it, impregnated the whole damn world with your vision. And it had to do from the very jump start of getting as much money from other people, really, without having to do anything to get it. And through what I call black magic. It's a conjure, it's a lie, it's a scheme, it's a sting, it's a Ponzi. It is a Ponzi. Once some people understand that, and they clearly understand it, you can start getting to where you can see beyond the headlights. They're building in front of what we're driving into, people. That's what's going on. But I have lived a very, very, a very diverse life. I mean, it is it blows my mind sometimes to stop and go back and think, by God, did you do that? And you did that, this, that, blah, 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 blah. All these things you got in what kind of trouble? All these things like that have built a montage of my life. You know, we are nothing more than the living proof of the choices that we made in life, good, bad, and indifferent. We're right here. As a result, there's no other way about it. Well, I got burned up because the gasoline can blew up. Well, you turned left back there 5 seconds before you did, and you knew you were supposed to go get the Pampers before you went out there to the bar where they're doing that cook-off. So I don't want to hear it. You know, that kind of thing. We're all living proof, really, of the last thought that we had a nanosecond, a lot less than a nanosecond, but right before we manifested this thought from sheer thought, this what we're experiencing just a second ago. How else could it be here? That's a little deep. But Frank, let's listen in to Frank a little bit. Great show. I want everybody to start that's interested. He puts on a real good production. Let's listen in.
Typical meaning, usually people show up.
Outside, we don't see signs or really much of what's going on. And I'm told by one of the Biden staffers, local staffers, is that they kind of kept the details about the visit as far as the timing and the exact locations.
Yeah, they wanted to keep this one. They didn't want people to rush the scene. That's the problem. This had to be very, very kept close to the chest because they didn't want to overwhelm the local area with armies of supporters. This place is as empty as a hospital ship during the COVID lockdown. It's as empty as the Javits Center during the COVID massacre of 2020. Oh my, it's just so funny. Where is it? You know where everybody is? They're either at the early bird. They want to go and cash in on the early bird special at Golden Corral. They want to get in line on the buffet so they can get the fondue fountain, the cheese fondue, and also the chocolate fondue as well there too. Want to get on those before everybody starts putting all their paws in there. You want to get when the cheese is still clean. You got to get to the Golden Corral. And the other thing that the other place are probably all on the phone talking to pollsters. Because, every day Joe Biden's poll numbers, they go through the roof. So that's probably why people aren't showing up to his rallies. They're all talking to pollsters.
That's amazing. He brings up that point. Let's us kick that around just a tad. Did you hear, Paul? The polls are now showing that Biden, that Joe Biden, that we've been watching, Joe Biden is up like 30-40% across the board or something like that. And here, look at the TV there. That's his rally. He's got these rallies with 7 or 8 circles out there in the middle of a basketball court, and that's it. And nobody asks him any questions. Hell, you've heard the deal on TV, I'm sure, where they ask him a question about packing the court, and he says that the people don't deserve to know about it until after the election. Is that the most insane thing you've ever heard in your life? Well, listen to me. We can take this right here, and there is the single most powerful tool that we could use. There's nothing that would be more advantageous for this country than a boatload of people, listen to me closely, become financially solid. There is the patriotism's pathway to prosperity. We can do this, and we can do it all together. We're doing it right now. It's very, very simple. I'm going to put this into a form, and I'm going to a presentation that I'm going to offer this to everybody. If you want to hear and I'll tell you what, I am open for anybody to prove me wrong. I will assure you, I will guarantee you, that word right there, I guarantee. Yes, it did. But I can guarantee you that's how comfortable I am. At my age, I sure don't want any problems that I cannot solve, I hadn't thought through, that has to do with anything that has a government letters in front of them. I don't need that action. However, I'll be dead in their face. But I'll be standing inside of Caesar's law. And what that's going to blow their mind is I can take any individual and I can put them at 7 figures while using that individual and their success as a demonstration of patriotism. They got there because of the level of patriotism and love they have for this country. Watch me. I can do it. You need to hear me. Because see these people right here, Frank, and I'll be highlighting people like Frank and Frank a lot, and Amazing Polly, Rex Bear, I love Spiro, Lisa Haven, John B. Wells, Clyde Lewis, several, and a lot more that I'm missing. And on Twitter, you can see those ones. And on this very show right here, right, every show that I listen to, they talk about what we need to do is to get together in some sort of cohesive form. I'm doing that. But nobody will come to anything. Nobody hardly moves unless there's something in it for them. And so what we'll do is we'll incentivize that. They will actually be able to get the keys to the door. And what will, if they're authentic and they're real and they have true passion, they love this country, the Constitution that it was founded on, the Bill of Rights, the rule of law apply to all. If they have that burning in their heart, don't worry about the damn mule. Just load the wagon. All that prosperity, I will put it right in front of you, and you will be recognized as a patriot, and you will be rewarded from the goodness of other people's heart. Watch me, gambler. I can do this. So I think that's the only way. And people like Frank and those that I just mentioned, they're going to be the teachers. And we're going to support these people from a distance. We are the loud, roaring voice of the silent majority, and we're here to play ball. They're not going to take this country from us without us at least fighting fire with fire. If you're dealing with an exponential growth business model that they're talking about, that's all that we're dealing with is the moving around of value, and their deal is blowing sky high because it's a Ponzi scheme. If there was a Ponzi out there that had the ability for the very last person that came in to be able to prosper as much as that person that's been at the top of the pinnacle or whatever, because there is no structure like that. They had the same opportunity the very second that they came in to walk away with 7 figures in 5 minutes. Directly to them from a boatload of people. And guess what? Yes, inside of Caesar's law, that's tax free. Tax free. Go over and listen to Frank, quite frankly. Let's tune in a little bit more before we cut out of here.
Around Trump trying in earnest to open up a fighting in at least 2 or 3 new fronts. Okay? And you think about all the people around him that he's had to deal with, from Bolton to Esper to Mattis to McMaster. It's on and on. We have seen so much about what he's had to resist, which has been amazing to me. But it's been clear that the first and worst fight is trying to defeat the military men that have dug their roots out there. That's number one. So at least there's nothing new. At least there's nothing new to add on top of the shit heap. But we'll see. Christmas is not too far away. It is not too far
away. Great
So,
talent. And
with that being,
quite frankly, very, very great talent that you're looking at there. It's going to go a long ways, that gentleman right there. Rex Bear is another one over at the Leak Project, and there's so much talent out there. Spiro, we have a book full of talent, and you can't watch them all at the same time. So what we have here, people, is the people's army of eyes and ears. Let me see if I can move this down. This is so apropos that I scoot this down right here, because maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to see this. There it is. The People's Army of Eyes and Ears. Can I move this over? Because I've got my frame already set. But that's the logo that we'll be running under, the Rabbit Hole Herald. If you could grasp the power and the magnitude of what I'm trying to explain to everybody, it is literally, I'm doing Foxfire, not Foxfire. Whoa, that's a long time ago. the Brave browser, but look at that. This came from the ambient to me. The people's army of eyes and ears. It's got the eyes looking at Lady Justice that's supposed to be blind. And the term rabbit hole is being burned into everybody's brain out there now. So we have the visual. We have the we don't need hype. We've got the truth. The truth is going to, without question, every single thing that I tell you has to be the truth. Everybody has to be coming from a truthful position or it won't work. We will work and grow to that position because you'll be making a commitment. Your personal self. This whole thing is about you. Internally, you. If you sat around and said that the whole thing is not fair, it's not, but you're a avid researcher and you're passionate and you love this country, you've got everything that you need right there, and I'll show you how. With that passion alone, you can make those bills and more, a lot more, based on your truth and your authenticity about truly doing this because you love this country, not for how much profit or your purse is going to get fatter. I'm looking for those people who has that burning desire that they would do this as I am, expecting nothing in return. And if you come from that position, trust me, if you can hear my voice, it'll come back to you many-fold over. It's already designed to do so. So go out. Create a wonder-filled day. It is by choice. Smile at a stranger. Remember this. Once a person who has been honestly mistaken all of their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or they cease to be honest. And all you people that I put this up on Twitter that has an @ by your name, all that I'm doing is reaching out to try to help you. You are the teachers and we do the tipping. You have no idea. You have no idea of how large of a purse that could fund your mission, how large it could be. You have no idea. No idea. Get a hold of me, Ramblin' Randy. We down.